you're a professional, Happy is a professional, Mike is a professional, Alan's a professional. I was the only non-professional person in the movie. So I took something away from working again, whether I was doing any of the acting or when I was doing some of the filming outside with Raymond and the what was Mike Spark, the Profound Man. So that was pretty good. I like that. And just going through the script a number of times with you and you showing me the different changes that occurred over the months from the beginning to end, and also that I guess with you, Happy, the what you bring to the actual, what everybody did in their own way was just a real passion to do it and do it right and to do it well. And I think that speaks, and also the collaboration that we had to have in order to make Men of God actually work. I mean, if there was a problem between any of us, I don't think it would have come out the way that it did. And there was no, petty jealousy or anything like that, or people trying to steal the scene or anything. It was just the five of us actually coming together and making a short film, and I think doing it pretty well.
I thought that we pulled off a really good job, all things considered, and the amount of time it took us to actually complete it.
Yeah, that was what was surprising to me, is how lengthy this process to put on about a 20-25 minute film.
Yeah.
I started writing in December of '09. Wait, no, I'm sorry, December of '10. And then I'm a year behind. So yeah, I started in 2010, and then the first revision of the script was made sometime in January. There were at least 5 or 6 different revisions of the script. We started filming in February of 2011, and the initial film we just finished editing in December of 2011. The DVD will probably be coming out in a few months. So altogether, probably about 15 months altogether.
What I got out of this whole process was that there is another way for me to be able to express myself. I think one of the problems that I had growing up was that I always felt very suppressed in a variety of different ways, which I won't go into. But if I had to do my life all over again, I would have chosen a life of being in the arts. Knowing what I know now at the age of almost 51, God help me. And again, the experiences that I had as a child and as a young adult, it would have. If I knew what I know now, I would have walked a completely different path. I don't know if that would have been possible with my family history, but again, going through this whole process of acting and being involved behind the scenes as well, I just, again, I think it just gives me the opportunity to find out more about who I am, what's inside, and the things that have held me back. Again, that's why I think doing the rape scene and the preaching scene, there was a good element of me in both those scenes. So
it was really a lot of fun working on this film. The role of the Profound Man was very interesting. He played a very integral part in the film. In the beginning and at the very end. shaking the coin cup and a little wink in the camera.
I think what this did for me is it revitalized my interest in acting, which has never gone away, but I really had to suppress it because I was talked out of doing it for so long by my dad, who's actually in the business. And he's like, don't major in it, you need something to fall back on. And there was just so much negativity around the pursuit of it that I always did other jobs to support this habit. And I even wrote scripts and went to film school and thought I would do another kind of path in the film industry. And I didn't really enjoy being a script supervisor at the end of it. In the beginning I really liked it because I learned a lot about filmmaking and directing and stuff and all that, but there, there's something at the core of me that just I have a lot to express, and if there's a good juicy role there, it's just it's cathartic for me to be able to do that. So I really enjoyed it. I miss it. It makes me want to do more of it. Now that I did yours, I'm like, okay, give me another juicy part that I can do. Because it's just a different part of the business. And, yeah. So that's what I took.
Cool. And I took your wallet. You don't remember that, but I took your wallet.
Well, I think I discovered more clearly that I can identify my own feelings even better, the universal feelings of the anger and the rage and the depression, all sorts, the whole gamut, even intense, the love and the zealotness, the character. And, by doing it, by making that substitution as myself, and also about others who would be those characters as far as street preachers who have that, that range of, that continuum of everything from, the self-motivations of maybe, wanting to change things in life, or the subtle manipulations, whether conscious or unconscious. So I discovered that I could just take a part and really just do it minimally, meaning that just be it and not try to do anything over the top or reach. And then afterward, when the whole thing is put together, and the interactions of myself and the other characters, and of course how the direction was and the filmmaking, and I was like, wow, that it affected me in the way that I wanted to affect others, so I was very proud of it.
I felt that there was a real sense of collaboration.
It was a lot of fun working with Alan in the scenes, and as far as the makeup goes, I was all happy. He did a really great job. I thought he needed to do something to my hair to make it really messy, but he told me it was good enough the way it was. He ran a good set. Although on the very first day of shooting, one of my fellow actors was a little bit late, and I'm not going to mention Alan's name. And I saw a different side of Happy, but he means business, and it worked out really well. And all in all, it was an enjoyable film, and I was very, very proud of how it turned out. And I want to thank all my fellow castmates who I may not have been able to work with directly in all the scenes, and thank you very much to Happy.
And that everybody just really wanted to do a good job. And I know that's how I feel personally whenever I embark on any project. I really just want to show up and do my best, and work well with everybody. And it's, in film, the one thing I've learned is it really is a team effort.
All the work that went into it. And the other thing I wanted to mention is not only the passion, but your Happy's vision of what this was going to be. And of course that changed over the course of about a year. But again, I think we're all pretty pleased, at least from my perspective, with what the final product turned out to be. And
It's a big commitment. We all made it, and it was really interesting characters, and I think that's, kudos to you for having this this idea, and you know, that was part of it too. I mean, I wanted to do this character. I just wish that we would have had, you know, even more time. It's awesome. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. So.
The original idea was initially for Alan by himself, and I apologize that it evolved into what it did, but I also say too fucking bad because it came out pretty fucking good. But in all seriousness, it was going to be sort of a silent film about a man who's very, well, the original title was The Zealot, and it was about a guy who was very religious. He was a recluse, and it was going to be mostly silent, with a little bit of sound effects and a lot of music. But it evolved into what it is now, Man of God. The original person I had in mind for Verona was unable to do it. Fortunately for me, Teresiana Enders stepped in, and we were able to resume. Actually, technically start filming. Everybody else, like yourself, Cyrus, I thought of you from day one, Alan, obviously, and the role of the Profound Man, I actually originally wrote for myself, but it kept getting longer and longer, and I just, between acting and directing and editing, it would have been too much. It was actually almost too much without the acting. So, yeah, I said all that to say that for the most part, I had all of you picked except for Georgiana. Good question.
Now back to you.
But I'm really good.
Now he knows better.
Yeah.
And never make that mistake again.
As far as being able to play someone who appeared to be homeless, I had done it before in 2 other films, so I had a pretty decent idea of what was expected. The only difference was in this one, I actually got to speak. So I was able to draw upon some previous experience because I did it out in the street, and I was able to incorporate Happy's vision for the character, and that's kind of how it all came together.
That was right in my eye.
Oh, sorry. Was it? Go ahead. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all for the craft.
Yeah.
For the Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Sorry for that.
It's all right. A bloody mess I've got myself into here.
Oh,